And
All right. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. Welcome to the March 5th, 2026 meeting of the Board of County Commissioners. My name is Kevin Cook. I'm serving as the chair today as Commissioner Rippon is out. So I would like to introduce Commissioner Aaron Mays, District 3. And then we have Lisa Schmidt, our County Clerk, and Mr. Eckert, our County Counselor.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning. So what do we have first?
All right, first item we have is item 1, presentation.
Okay. And this is a presentation of a resolution officially titled Resolution R2 2026, 2026023. Boy, that was a lot. This is a recognition and proclamation by the Shawnee County Commission, and it's commending employer support of the Guard and Reserve, ESGR, and the patriotism and honorable service of the Shawnee County and Kansas employers. You want to go ahead and take over and tell us a little bit about ESR?
Sure, be glad to. Commissioner, thank you for this opportunity. And first of all, we're represented here by a number of our ESGR volunteers from different parts of the state. ESGR, of course, was created in 1972, and our primary focus is to support those Guard and Reserve members who serve in our armed forces and the employers who they work for. And Shawnee County has a number of Guard and Reserve members, and so we are thankful for that. We provide them assistance when needed. In this current environment, I think it's more important than ever as a result of the conditions in the world. I just learned this morning that our Iowa State Chair, her cousin was one of the individuals killed in Kuwait. And so our hearts go out to their families with regard to that. But we are very thankful for this opportunity for the proclamation showing your support for Guard and Reserve. And I have here, and I'll bring these up, these are statements of support for employers for the Guard and Reserve. And these are yours to keep. We do not take these back. But these are something that you can place on your wall to show your continued support for employer support of the Guard and Reserve. And I would just like to take a moment to thank Commissioner Rippon. I know he's not here. I talked with him earlier in the week with regard to the passing of his friend. Was not able to be here today, but we will get with him at a later time and thank him also. So thank you all very much.
Well, we do want to thank the Guard and Reserve and all that they do for our community. It's much more than just going on drill practices and maybe even deployments. There's a lot of local connection and a lot
Yes,
of local service by the Guard and Reserve, and so we want to thank them and appreciate them for all that they do and their employers as well. We do have an official proclamation. If you want to have some of your individuals come up and we can take a photo.
Sure, of course, please. If
Presentation of
you guys want to all
proclamation.
come up, do a problem. Thank you. You know, he's trying to get your dad. Oh, okay. He's a great guy. He's doing good.
Here, let's have you guys in the center. Right.
Is that for you? All right. Slide in. Got it?
Push it all the way down.
Michelle on the touch. Proves that you can teach an old dog new tricks, right? How to you always teach you how to take. Yeah. All right.
Thank you. Yes, thank you for being here.
I want to thank everybody for being here for that presentation. Madam Clerk, our next item.
Our next item is item 3, consent agenda.
We have a number of items on the consent agenda. Are there any questions or comments, or is there a motion?
I'll move for approval.
I'll second. Motion made by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. All opposed, passes 2-0. Our next item.
Next item is item 4, new business. A, County Clerk. 1, consider all voucher payments.
This morning, we have vouchers totaling $5,158,742.87. There's 3 items I want to point out on there. The first is to Rush Truck Centers for $218,412. That is for replacement of a dump truck. That is paid with the Risk Management and Public Works Special Machinery Fund. Another one to Kansas Department of Transportation, $339,000 is for the bridge project on Northwest Valencia Road. Then we have $119,700 to VC3 Incorporated for a backup and disaster recovery service contract paid for with IT funds. I don't have any questions or concerns with these, and so I would move for approval.
All second. Motion made by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. All opposed, passes 2-0. Our next item.
Item 2, consider correction orders.
I'll move for approval.
Second?
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor say aye. All opposed, passes 2-0. Our next item.
B, Bond Council. 1, public hearing and consider approval of resolution number R2026031, expressing the intent of the board to issue Shawnee County, Kansas taxable industrial revenue bonds and enter into a lease agreement with Big Heart Pet Brands Incorporated.
Good morning, Bob Perry. This is simply a resolution of intent to issue the bonds on behalf of Big Heart Pet Brands. That's the pet food manufacturer up on Northwest 2200 Northwest Brickyard Road. It's $20,300,000 improvement.
Are there any questions?
No? I'll move for approval.
Oh.
Because we're open, I'll move that we open the public hearing.
Motion's been made by Commissioner Mays to open public hearing, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. All opposed. Passes 2-0 to open public hearing. We are in public hearing. Are there any individuals that want to speak in support of this proposal? Any individuals that want to speak in opposition? You neither just want to speak. All right.
Be careful what you ask for.
Yeah.
At this time, I will make a motion to close the public hearing.
I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye. All opposed. Motion to close public hearing made by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Mays, and passes 2-0. This time, I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, and it passes 2-0. Our next item.
Next item, item 2, consider approval of resolution number R2026032, authorizing the issuance of an estimated $6 million aggregate principal amount of Shawnee County, Kansas taxable multifamily housing revenue bonds and execution by county officials of the underlying base lease, bond indenture, and related documents in connection with the issuance, sale, and delivery of the bonds.
2 weeks ago, on February the 19th, or maybe it was 3, but I think it's 2, you passed a resolution of intent expressing the county's intent to issue these bonds. They want to move forward, and they are moving forward. So they asked me to kind of speed up part of this to get the bonds issued. This is the duplexes on Southwest Villa Drive. And there'll be 10 duplexes, 20 individual family units.
Bob, I know that we go through this routinely, but just again for the public's information, the county is not obligated on these bonds.
No, by statute, the county may not use any tax revenues or county revenues to pay these bonds. In this project, the developer himself or themselves are purchasing the bonds. The purpose of the bonds was basically to provide an avenue for a sales tax exemption on the improvements, services, and materials that would otherwise be subject to sales tax.
So this does not positively or negatively impact the taxpayers of Shawnee County, other than they might see improvements to their community,
Well, technically, it will add assessed value to the county.
which should maybe potentially lower their tax levies.
Well, it certainly will generate more taxes than raw ground.
All right. Any questions? And then is this when, do we need to have a public hearing on this?
Though we had that a couple weeks ago.
Then I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, passes 2-0.
Great, thank you.
both. Our next item.
C, Parks and Recreation. 1, consider approval to award the bid for RFP number 005-26 and execute contract C 2026065 with Nature's Image Aquatic Design LLC for the restoration of the Doran Rock Garden waterfall feature at Gage Park. The $123,727 project cost will be funded with Gage Park sales tax funds.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tim Laurent, Director, Shawnee County Parks and Recreation Department. I think the term waterfall is a little misleading. This is a creek that runs from, well, there's a little wishing well there, and it runs down into the pond at Duran Rock Garden, but it hasn't been functioning correctly for several years now. And we've tried to repair it in-house 2 or 3 times, but have been unsuccessful. So we feel like at this point that the best course of action is to really have somebody come in there that knows what they're doing and reconstruct that whole thing. So it'll be recirculating, which it's never been, which we hope will help with water quality in the pond moving forward. But we only did receive the one bid. We have obviously worked with this company many times over the years, and we're confident that they'll do a good job. Happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Tim, I know that I was a little bit surprised by the cost of $123,727 for what in essence is a water feature at
Right.
the Rock Garden. Can you walk us through kind of, I mean, you started to say
Sure.
this is a reconstruction, so this isn't just addressing the recirculation, it's a complete reconstruction of this feature?
Absolutely. The current setup of that stream is, had been just to turn on a spigot, and that was what was feeding the water going down to the stream, which was just, highly inefficient. So this work will include excavation, liner installation, there's a pump, multiple pumps involved, stone work. Right now, that stone sits in there. We're going to reuse all that stone, but when they put it back, they'll cement it in. It won't look like that, but it's going to look great. It's still going to look natural. So there's a lot of integral parts to it. And like I said, it had never been recirculating since its construction. And we do have a lot of blue-green algae issues there. I'm not saying right now that for sure that's going to solve the problem, but I think it's definitely going to help.
Commissioner Mays?
So Tim, I guess, is there a functional purpose for this, or is this purely aesthetic?
Well, I think the recirculation, I think that's probably the only functional, the pond itself is part of the stormwater system that runs through Gage Park, so that's a big deal. But I think this particular portion of it, like I said, hasn't been operational now for probably 3 years. So it's not something that we have to have, but I think it will definitely add to the beauty and the enjoyment of that area. So I think it's a neat feature. I think it'll be great. I think it'll really enhance the Duran Rock Garden.
Well, I know the Rock Garden is beautiful. It's probably one of the most photographed places in Shawnee County. I guess what I'm wondering is since we knew that we were going to have to do this, did we look at any other options as well, like a pergola or some different water feature or anything like that?
No, I have another item today where we're going to talk a little bit about some enhancements to this area. But as far as anything structural, no, we haven't. We already have a little walking bridge over this stream. I mentioned the little wishing well feature. I think other than the fact that this stream is not operational, that's a pretty nice area that I don't think, outside of what we're going to talk about here in a little bit, anything we need to work on.
Okay.
Or add, I should say.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions?
No.
Is there a motion?
Sure, I'll move to approve.
Motion made by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor say aye. All opposed, passes 2-0. Our next item.
Item 2, consider approval to award the bid for RFP number 004-26 and execute contract C 2026066 with Henderson Fence Incorporated for the construction of fencing and columns at Gage Park's Playland. The $51,413.20 project cost will be funded with Gage Park sales tax funds.
Tim Laurent, Parks and Recreation Department. So this fence will be, if approved, would be going in along the east side of Playland, if you can picture that, right on Zoo Parkway. And it will separate the playground from the mini train track. So there's not too much distance, even before we started doing these renovations, between the playground itself and the mini train. We had a fence there previously. We had to take it out as part of really some of the stormwater improvements we were doing there. So this would replace that fence. We definitely think it's a safety issue if we don't have it there. And this will be a little bit more, before we had a chain link fence there, this will be iron fence with periodic stone columns. I think it'll really going to be a nice addition. And something that, if approved, I'd like to see us maybe continue to do on the other side of Playland, because you do have a road right there as well. And so you get so many kids and people in that small area that I think fencing on both sides ultimately would be a good idea. We would probably be asking for that today, but we need that other side open to continue the construction projects that we're working on. So maybe back in the near future, trying to do the other side.
Questions?
Okay. No, I think it's important that we separate a playground from train tracks. This is money well spent.
I'll make a motion to adopt.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, passes 2-0. Our next item.
3, consider approval of contract C 2026067, an advertising sponsorship agreement with CWC Electric and Plumbing to advertise with banners at aquatic and sports facilities in exchange for lighting materials and installation.
Tim Laurent, Parks and Recreation Department. So, yes, this is a sponsorship agreement with CWC Electric and Plumbing. And I have a representative, Joel Hogan, from CWC, that I think would like to say a few words. And as Joel comes up here, I wanted to say that really, to me, the story here today is that Mr. Hogan reached out to us out of the blue and said, hey, I think that the Duran Rock Garden is incredible, but it would be even better if it had some lighting at night where you could sort of show off some of these features. And we thought, man, that's a great idea. And Joel, they volunteered to do all of this work at no cost to the county. And so this is our way to show them how much we appreciate what they're doing by putting together this sponsorship agreement. But they did not come asking for that. He volunteered to do this at no cost. So yes, we would like you to approve this agreement. But before we do that, I'd like to give Joel an opportunity to say a few words.
So my dad is full owner of CWC Electric and Plumbing, but he's always encouraged us to reach out to the community and take care of it. So in the years past, Child Care Aware was a program that we donated a lot of money into. But as that program has changed, we were just looking for a different way to give back to the community. So now I'm in 100% control of the company. And so something that's close to my heart is Gage Park. It means a lot to our family. And my wife and I and the kids have always talked about just how nice this would be if it was lit up at night, especially during times like tulip season, and especially during the summer hours. It might extend families' time outside, add to the beauty and the security of the area. So we would just love to partner with you. We would 100% give to the project. We will maintain it. It's a beautiful product that we want to install.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of the lighting thoughts that you have for the rock garden, or what you're looking at?
Yeah, so it'd be about approximately 50 pathway lights. They stand about 18 inches off the ground. It's a solid brass light fixture to provide general ambient lighting for the pathways. It'll be centered along the sidewalks and the steps, but then we'll also have accent lighting for the trees. For instance, along the rock bridge and that tree, we're going to uplight. The center tree in the pond, we're going to uplight, as well as 2 trees in the south lot, as well as the going into the rose garden. We have several accent lights to uplight trees along that way.
Okay. Any questions?
No, I can't wait to see it. It sounds awesome.
I want to thank you and your family for the donation to the rock garden and all its adding more amenities to the public, and so I really appreciate all of that, and allowing some sponsorship advertising, I think, is appropriate in this case.
Yeah, thank you. This is amazing. I can't wait to see it.
Thank you. My dad allows me to spend his money in fun ways, so.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Oh, second.
Motion made by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, passes 2-0. Thank you very much, and thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Our next item.
Next item, D, Health Department. 1, consider approval to issue request for proposals for a pharmacist in charge.
Good morning, Commissioners. Carrie Delphs, Clinical Services Division Manager with the Health Department. This morning, we're requesting your approval to issue an RFP for a pharmacist in charge. Our current pharmacist in charge will be retiring at the end of March after more than 40 years of service with Shawnee County. This professional service is required to maintain our compliance with our registration with the Kansas Board of Pharmacy, as well as other grant and program requirements. The costs for these services are shared between some of my clinical services programs, and it is included in our grant and program budgets. Happy to answer any questions.
Can you please tell us a little bit about what is a pharmacist in charge?
Yes, so the pharmacist in charge basically is taking responsibility for our pharmacy program, our compliance with state laws and regulations. So really what this looks like at the health department is typically a quarterly visit from the pharmacist. They're reviewing the medications that we keep on hand. We also repackage medications that we purchase in bulk, and those have to be reviewed by a licensed pharmacist before we can distribute them to patients.
Okay. Any questions?
No, I'll move for approval.
Second, motion made by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. All opposed, passes 2-0.
Thank you.
Our next item.
E, Department of Corrections. 1, request approval to post and fill 23 corrections specialist positions within the department to prepare for operation of the behavioral health unit, each at an estimated cost for salary and benefits of $85,285.45 to be paid from the fiscal year 2026 detention budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Brian Cole, Shawnee County Department of Corrections. This is just to be able to begin the formal process of requesting approval to post and fill these positions as we begin to start preparing and finalizing for the opening of our behavioral health unit. We still have a ways to go, several months and to go, but this is just a formal request to be able to get those positions ready. I have met with Angela Lewis on this, and that we'll be working closely between our agency and the Human Resource Department, our office, on a strategy for the posting and filling and recruiting of these. And I'd stand for any questions you may have.
Yeah, I mean, this is no surprise. We've known this is coming. This was budgeted for, and it's actually, I believe, about half of what we really need to staff the new behavioral health unit. So this is a step in the right direction. I imagine it's going to be difficult to fill all these positions right away. So.
We have several in the positions now, and I'm going to knock on wood that right now, as we stand, we have just 2 positions open on the adult side and 5 on the juvenile side, and we have several in the positions. So we are working very good in a positive direction when it comes to the recruitment. But yes, it is going to be tough to fill. And anybody that works in this facility, as far as the behavioral health unit, will go through 3 different specialized trainings to ensure that we're equipping them with the correct training and things like that.
Good.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Motion to approve by Commissioner Cook, second by Commissioner Mays. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Passes 2-0.
Thank you.
Our next item.
F, Public Works. 1, consider approval of contract C 2026-068 with Professional Engineering Consultants, PA, to provide professional design services for a pavement reconstruction project at the intersection of Southeast 45th and Southeast Adams Streets at a total not to exceed cost of $295,000. This contract will be funded from the 2026 Public Works operating budget.
Good morning, Commissioners. Kurt Niehaus, Director of Public Works. As you know, we have some rotten pavement at 45th and Adams. And we're going to use this opportunity to remove that pavement, remove that signalized intersection, and put in what appears to be a 2-lane roundabout. I prefer single-lane roundabouts because they're easier for people to use, but in this case, I think necking 5 lanes down to 1 or 2 lanes would be not a good idea. And also considering that the adjacent roundabouts are 2-lane roundabouts. The advantage of a 2-lane roundabout is we might be able to construct these roundabouts this roundabout under traffic. So getting back to the topic at hand, we received 6 proposals from interested firms for design only. And the selection, or the Professional Services Committee, selected PEC. I think they're based out of Wichita, but they have an office here in Topeka. And so we're very much looking forward to working with PEC on the design, and hopefully we can get this under construction after I-70 returns to traffic. You know, it'll be closed here late this year. I don't know how long the closure will last. I suspect people from Douglas County will be using 45th Street as an alternate route, and so I don't want any projects on 45th Street to be active while I-70 is closed. So I look forward to any questions you might have.
Kurt, I know that we've had a lot of discussions about roundabouts, how in engineering, they're safer if there's an accident. From a traffic standpoint, it moves traffic faster because you're not waiting at lights.
Yeah.
But with 45th handling a lot of heavy truck traffic, are there thoughts on the heavy trucks or the big trucks being able to navigate around roundabouts, or damage that they might do going up and over curbs or whatnot?
Very good question, and I hear that a lot from the public. Fortunately, all of our roundabouts are designed for truck traffic. They have what they call a truck apron, which is a low curb that the truck trailer, if it needs, can drive up on. It will not damage that pavement. It's designed for those loads. And so these roundabouts are really friendly to these even semi-tractor trailers.
So if the public sees a tractor trailer going up and over the curb, that's expected and designed for?
The low curb.
Low
Yeah.
curb.
Yep, you bet.
All right. Commissioner Mays, questions?
No questions.
I appreciate you holding this off until after we know that road construction will be completed, so we're not further impacting people's ability to get around.
Absolutely.
Real quick, one additional question.
Yeah.
We're still patching the potholes on that intersection until then, right?
Unfortunately,
'Cause
yes.
it has quite a few, and so it's the expansion joints on that concrete are pretty rough. And
They
so,
are, you bet.
That's good to hear. And then, you know, one less stoplight in Shawnee County is a good thing, in my opinion.
You bet.
So I'll move for approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 2-0.
Thank you.
Next item.
G, Commission. 1, acknowledge Commissioner Mays appointing Blake Ramsey to the Shawnee County Parks and Recreation Advisory Board.
I was notified of a opening on the Parks and Rec Advisory Board, and Blake Ramsey evidently was notified of it as well and reached out to me. We met last week, and I think he'd be a great addition to that board. So I'd make a motion that we appoint Blake Ramsey.
I'll second. Motion made by Commissioner Mays, second by Commissioner Cook. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Passes 2-0. Our next item.
Next item is item 5, public comment.
We do have a individual signed up, and that's Mr. Ledbetter.
It's got my timer, good. Morning, Board of County Commissioners and staff. My name is Joseph Ledbetter. I am a citizen of this county. I live in Topeka. I'm also an attorney, but that's besides the point. I want to talk briefly about a dream I have of additional governance over the MTA. I've looked at historic history, legislative history. I've looked at many, many documents about the MTA and how it came to be, and served on the MTA for about 18 months. I've been interacting very much with public comments out there since, including their last budget. This dream, I'm not here to talk about past problems, current problems. I'll leave that in other capable hands. But what I've come to the conclusion is that the MTA is a little bit too anonymous, or autonomous, I should say, in my opinion. This is all my opinion, personal opinion. And what I would like to see in the future, and this would probably be done by statute, I'm not going to tell you how it has to be done. Be happy to assist if I could in some way in the future. But to have the MTA under the BCC, where they have to bring their annual budget before this body, this very capable body and your county councilor, and answer questions not only of you but of the public about their budget. And that ultimately, like the MTA does with the city, they would have their mill levy set by this board, since they're countywide in their taxing authority. And I think if that happened, we would have, this is my opinion, a lot more accountability to the public, a lot more transparency, which I feel is needed. And preferably, as a vote of the people said in 1978, looking back at the historic documents, that mill levy would be set at 1.85 mils. My personal opinion, it's only mine, is that could be reached. But whether that happens or not, I think that I would love to see additional oversight of that body, because I think being unelected, board members can get, wasn't me, they can get a little cocky and act like we don't have to account to anybody. And that's just my personal opinion and my personal observation. But I think that the MTA operates 2 airports, and that is a critical link in our economic development as a community. And looking at what I've seen out there over the years, I'm sorely disappointed that we have not advanced further, especially at Forbes. Remember, Forbes is also a national security asset, and I think that extra set of eyes on the budget and governance would go a long ways towards more openness. And so that's all I have to say. Thank you for your time. And these are just my opinions only, personal. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. That was the only individual we had signed up for public comment, but if there are other individuals that would like to make public comment, now is your time. Seeing none. Our next item.
Next item is item 6, administrative communications.
This is an opportunity for department heads or employees to make comment to the public or to the board. Thank you, Joe. Quiet day.
Yeah.
Commissioner Mays?
Live this weekend at the Stormont Vale Event Center, Demolition Derby. So if you get a chance, make it down there. It's one of our biggest events of the year. And I mean, it sells out typically. So make sure you get your tickets in advance. If you buy them at the box office, you don't have to pay the Ticketmaster fees. So keep that in mind. And I believe we have an employee discount code that HR has sent out. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say it. It's for employees only. But anyways, check out the Demolition Derby. If you sit down front, Watch out for flying dirt.
Good advice. Any other public comments this morning, or administrative communications? All right, seeing none, our next item.
Next item is item 7, executive session.
We do not have a need for an executive session today, so we are adjourned.